Hello,
It's not
welcome
up
to
yet.
the stream.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Dicks.
Wonderful. Dick jokes have already started.
It wouldn't be D&D without penis jokes. So, last time you guys left your turtle friend along with a mage you'd met who had been passed out on the road. Your friend Urog and Zormran stayed behind and attempted to help him discover some new parts of these puzzles he's been putting together. You also finally came to the town of Tiamat's Rest, where, after some negotiating, you convinced the mayor to not only give you papers, but also possibly a way to reach the capital much more quickly. After some errands he sent you on, you guys found yourselves face to face with a pack of hungry owlbears. After a few snow covered antics, you were saved by the timing of a flare of unknown origin until you came upon a camp. The camp belonged to the bandits that you were told to dispose of at the mayor's behest. It turned out they were not quite what the mayor had explained, and tensions rose, as they often do with people who are hurt. A tragedy struck, but with a calm mind and a hopeful heart, you all made contact with the long hatted man who you'd seen raiding a tower earlier. He explained more of the situation to you. He also explained that him and his ally aren't from around here, and that they belong to an organization that is trying to help slaves reach safer destinations. You also know that while this organization is trying its best, there is another that is beginning to make waves around the town. You've heard whispers of something called the Grimborn. You can assume it's some sort of group belonging to the man who had welcomed you to the Scaled Alliance initially, Mazik. When you returned to the city, the mayor was stoked at a job well done. He gave you guys a week of a time frame for when the royal procession would arrive. Now, he's set you up in some abandoned home, kind of near the outskirts of town. And that's where we'll begin. You guys have just entered the home. There is a blood stain near the front door that you guys don't know how it got there. It's about 9 o'clock at night, or I mean, it's about 2 a.m. actually, I realize, um, because of how much time you guys spent in the wilderness. And as tensions are high, you all find it hard to sleep, especially without the return of your friend Urog or Zormran. You guys are in the house.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that we were starting. Um, it's kind of difficult to sleep, right? So, we just got here, correct?
Yep.
Might as well inspect. Did we already inspect the bloodstain? I don't remember if we did that last campaign.
You guys did not get a chance to inspect it, as you had just seen it really as soon as you walked in, and now we're kind of playing that out.
And
Okay.
also, we were investigating the note that the elf or the human that guided us in. They dropped a note as they were leaving, and we don't know how to read it because we don't know elf.
Oh yeah.
That's what we were left out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Hmm. It's probably a good idea to kind of just stash this away and make sure that nobody else sees it but us. Until we find somebody who can read it to us, that is. But what we should probably do is take a look at this bloodstain and figure out where the heck that came from, because that's concerning. You don't go into someone else's house and just say like, there's a bloodstain here. I'm gonna sleep here.
I mean, some places.
You're
Yeah, I'm
weird.
gonna go. No, not me. There's other people and other horror stories out there. Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Can my character go over to the bloodstain and then kind of inspect it?
Yeah.
All right, so he goes over and kind of inspects its origin, if it's trailed
Welcome
anywhere,
in.
or if it came from anywhere, and he also kind of looks at the blood splatter to see how much struggle there was.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Terrible roll. I know nothing.
I wouldn't say that.
Could I? Oh wait.
So,
Should I investigate as well, or is it just him?
Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead. Pansy, with the 3 though, as much as you have been around blood your entire life, and with Dura kind of investigating as well,
Oh, I did that twice. I'm sorry.
you guys kind of assume that this was a very secluded incident. Whoever's blood this is, it happened right at the door, and it was a singular wound, most likely. But that's really all you can tell. Real quick, since Oscar is here, I just wanted to kind of let him enter.
I have a turtle shirt today. Because it's
Um,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I am on camera for those of you who would like to do that. And then, would you like to do anything else in the house right now?
Any of us, or
Yes, any of you.
is there another room I could go to where the team may not hear me?
So there is another room. You guys are currently all in like this main living area, and there are 2 bedrooms that are kind of offshoots, that have 2 closed doors currently.
Okay, well, I am going to go to the other room. I'm going to say, I'm just going to try to pass off like I'm walking around and investigating.
Okay.
I'll walk to the other room like, I'm just looking around.
Okay.
But the reason why I'm going to the other room is because I'm going to see if I can't call good old Vlad, the gambler.
Okay. So, is anybody going to follow Dura? I'll say that now as you kind of wander off, or are you trying to escape from the rest of them?
I am trying to just kind of go without
Okay.
anyone
Go ahead and roll
tagging
a stealth
along.
check.
Yeah, Z-Man, I can't really change anything about that unless you want to hear all the background noise behind me.
So, you kind of find a chance while everyone's focusing on the blood, and it's right after you and Pansy figured out a little bit about it, but they were still kind of surrounding the area. You just kind of duck back, and without enough eyes to keep an eye on you, you make it to the room with no problems. You enter either the left chamber or the right chamber.
I'm going to go left chamber.
So as you enter it, you see a large kind of master bed Looks like it's probably for 2 adults to sleep in. You see a nightstand next to the bed, as well as a cabinet sort of dresser. The room is not quite as laden as the living room was. It looks like someone probably took everything that was in here.
That's smart.
But what are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna shout, but I am gonna try to call Vlad like, hey, Vlad, I'll make a deal.
Roll religion.
God.
You haven't had much experience with the divine prior to these last few weeks of your life. But you center yourself, and much like you would when you would meditate, you kind of dive deeper within yourself. You call out to Vlad, hoping he's listening. And a moment goes by, and then another. And you hear, did you need something? You see Vlad kind of, his face is covered with this glittery golden substance. He looks like he might have been in the middle of something.
Like what?
He's snorting gold, man.
Oh, I'm gonna look at Vlad and be like, oh, you're the gambler in gold. You to gamble, right? Like to gamble the odds in favor or in turn for a wish, right?
Well, it depends. Usually it's life or death. In your case, I sweetened the deal a bit. But depending on the pot, who knows? I might be interested.
Well, God. I actually didn't expect him to come. I want to make a deal where I don't even know, like I don't even know what to offer in terms of gamble. My wish would be on someone's life, but not right now. To save someone's life, but not right now.
I'll tell you what. I know that you want something now. Should a gamble arise that I think interests me, I'll contact you again. Does that sound fair?
Indeed, it does. But between us, team can't know.
I do like secrets. Very well. They won't know. And he kind of poofs away, but the glitter that was on his face doesn't go with him. There is now kind of like a small pile of this golden glitter on the ground in front of you.
Gets everywhere.
I'm gonna try to clean it up because I don't want no one. I don't want anyone to notice.
Glitter AIDS.
Roll
all over
a.
the floor.
So you're gonna clean it up. What are you cleaning it up with?
And try to
Your
set it off
hands?
the floor. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. What would this even be? Just go ahead and roll a straight dexterity check for me.
Good call.
that-
So you kind of, just based on your interaction with him, you realize that this is whatever this substance is, it probably will get on you and won't come off if you get it on you. So you kind of use like the edge of some of the items you have to kind of try to scoop it away into something. Do you have any you have a satchel, right?
I do have the what was the name of the satchel?
Handy
The handy
haversack.
haversack.
Yes, the handy haversack. I do have that.
One of the smaller pockets on the side, you kind of fill with this stuff. Yeah.
All right.
And as that concludes, moments later, you can hear a surprise from the next room. As suddenly, in front of Evangeline and Pansy, appears the massive form of Zormran, Urog, and the much, much smaller form of Urzia appear in the center of the room.
They just appear like poof.
Just like poof, except
Blood kind of
a little
poof.
more staticky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I look at Urzia and I go, that was pretty cool. I like that one.
It was a lot, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's handy being able to travel quickly.
I'm glad we
Where are
traded
we?
those eggs.
It's Uzala, by the way. God, sorry.
I'm sorry?
It's Uzala, by the way. Just heads up.
Uzla is currently
Oh, Urzia, the
with
other
you guys.
one. Sorry.
Urzia is the little mage.
I forgot about the little mage who has the similar name.
Urzia and Uzla. Two different kingdoms.
Yes.
Very similar names.
Leo.
But yeah, so they appear.
Okay.
Urzia and Urag are kind of jaunting back and forth, and Zormran has a puzzled look on his face. But I will leave the rest to Urag.
I turned to the group like, hey guys, what y'all been up to?
Hearing Urag, I'm gonna come running out of the room I was in.
I have it on push to talk.
You're like, hey, they're back.
I'm here. Zormran's here. I got his name down now. Chicken's been making eggs. It's been pretty good. That's about it. What have you guys been up to?
Pansy's not even. Well, he acknowledged their presence. He just kind of gives them a slight nod, but he's continuing to kind of like inspect the different parts of this blood pool. So.
Okay. Urag, that is when you notice that Pansy is inspecting a pool of blood in front of the door.
Who took a spill?
We don't know.
He gives a shrug and then continues on.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna like look at it and like sniff it and inspect it.
Smells like blood.
That's that blood. Fresh.
That's that blood. I smell blood.
That's fresh. So.
He does open the door. He opens the door to see if there's any marks that goes outside too.
No.
Okay, so it was just the inside, and whoever did this knows what they're doing. One strike, one kill.
What died?
We don't know.
No idea. We're just taking their house.
We're in a house.
Yeah.
Yes, you are currently in a house that, in this kind of entryway diner room, there is a right and a left door that goes into separate chambers.
Okay. I need I guess more information because I did not even know we were in a house. So what?
Well, we entered town. We were tasked to go deal with an issue, and so with our timely quest being finished, and us bringing the heads of some individuals that they wanted, we're getting a free pass to go to the capital with no problems, and we get to have a place to stay for a little bit as they figure their shit out.
And I almost got sold.
I was getting sleepy at the beginning part, but that last part was pretty good. I like that. Okay, let's. What was so? The quest. What'd you guys do?
Uh,
Uh,
well,
I'm gonna take a look around the room. Uh, is there any areas where an individual could be listening in from outside?
you probably shouldn't
From
say here.
outside, the windows, you don't see anyone looking through the windows, but the windows could be used to kind of try to hear in. Nobody's gone in the right chamber yet, and to your knowledge and to Evangeline's knowledge, no one's gone into the left chamber yet.
Urog, pick me up, close to your ear. I'm gonna whisper to him.
Pick him up, kind of like small, like my doggo.
So, we were supposed to kill a bunch of humans that are outside. I already knew that this guy was corrupt. The guy that we were trying to do this quest for. So it was some humans on the outskirts of town that didn't do anything particularly wrong. They were set free, and uh, the person that was in the higher up had a problem. Had a problem with them
You
for
kind of
some.
notice that Urzia's attention perks up. Who did you say was in charge in this town?
Was he listening? I was whispering.
Uh, you're whispering to Urog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked him up. That's why I was doing the hold motion. Like,
Oh,
I,
sorry, I didn't hear
I,
the whispering part. Never mind.
Sorry. I'm completely whispering. I'm not having this out loud because I don't want anyone to hear.
For sure. Sorry, my headphones turned off for a second, so I had to turn them back on, and I missed the whisper part.
Okay. Anyways, um, so we we went on this quest, found these people, and sure enough, they weren't doing anything wrong. They just were trying to live their life out there, and so we were tasked to go kill them or get rid of them somehow. We would try to resolve it peacefully, and a lot of shit happened. Oh, I can fill you in on the other stuff later, but the important part is that we didn't actually kill them. We let them go, and
good move. The other humans seemed really pissed.
some powerful mage gave us like a couple of fake heads that look exactly like those people that we were supposed to kill to give to this guy. And so he thinks that we killed them because we had proof, quote unquote, proof that we killed them. That's not exactly what happened. But I'll fill you on the other stuff later when we're in a little bit more less precarious spot.
High five.
And he high fives into the giant hand of of Urog.
And then I'm gonna put Pansy down. and then I would pull out my little pack. Be like, I saved this one for you. Trust me, you should have one. And I give him a hard-boiled egg.
Me.
Yeah.
He takes the egg. Is it already peeled or no?
No.
um,
I didn't want it to get nasty.
funny enough, he cracks it open quite nicely, and then shells just go on the floor. He pops it in his mouth and eats it.
Yeah.
Can you not make a mess?
I'll deal with it later. There's already a mess. Look at the floor. There's blood.
Okay, I'm just gonna then just stomp on the eggshell and grind my big ass foot until it's pulverized dust, and then just go and blow it away.
Thank you.
Blood, egg dust,
That's what you
smear.
call it. Physical prestidigitation. Okay, so I think I have a grip on the situation. Is anyone hungry?
We could probably do with some food. It's like 2 in the morning though. We should probably eat and then go straight to bed if possible.
Yeah, me and Zorman have been doing a bunch of forage exercises. It was pretty cool. He had me lift this hammer thing. I liked it. I'm pretty tired, but yeah,
Are
I
we
figured you
going
guys
to
didn't
tell
eat.
them about the temple?
I was gonna let
Temple?
Urzia bring it up, cause I don't really know too much about it. But yeah, I got some shit to fill you guys in on too. I pull out some of that super old ass ancient bread, and the litmus bread, whatever. I forgot the term. And I'm gonna break off a piece to the two ladies. Be like, you guys should have some. Do you want an egg with that? It's pretty tasty.
Thank you.
Is that a yes to the
Oh
egg?
wait, both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, both you guys. Yeah. Oh, here you go. And
Thank
so
So he-
dole out some
I'll take
much
an
needed.
intern.
He hands you this very dense kind of packed bread, and as you eat it, like nearly within 2 bites of this little piece he's given you, you feel full as if you've eaten a hearty meal.
Lord of the
Hmm.
Rings.
And I'm like, you guys need to make sure you keep strong. That's why in my tribe we always make sure we eat well, grow strong. Ooh, rock. And then I take out my salt rock and I pull out my obsidian axe and I just kind of like shave a little bit of salt the eggs.
Turn. I'm gonna hand a water skin of meat to Rug
Oh,
and Maddie or Eva if she wants some.
Thank you.
Even without them, within this talking and whatnot, he goes to where a broom closet might be. I don't know. He's just gonna.
There's a small closet
As
off the kitchenette.
they're speaking, he's going to clean up this blood and this the eggshells that are now smeared into the blood.
So you do find a broom,
I didn't smear it
There's
into
not
the
a mop.
mud.
but not a
I'm trying to
mop.
do it away from the blood.
He's gonna do that what do you call it? The food service. I get water and I'm gonna scrape it with what I have kind of dealio.
I'm gonna turn to
Okay.
Urzia and I'm gonna be like, do you have any cool magic that can like skedaddle the nasty?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
'Cause otherwise, I think he's just gonna make a bigger mess. Honestly, he's just got like a broom with 6 hairs on it. That's just gonna.
You notice he was like super focused on like drawing what you guys had seen earlier in the day. Yeah, of course. He kind of goes over there, and Leo Pansy watches this lanky kind of mage-like boy. He just kind of runs his hand over the spot, and you watch as it's not so much that it looks like it's cleaned, as it looks as if the wood like shifted over and like resealed the floor, almost as if it had eaten it up.
Can you show me how to do that? That would be very useful. And given the fact that Pansy's the type of person who cleans up after himself and is pretty organized for whatever freaking reason, he's just...
Do you have any experience with high magic?
No. But I
Rock's
do
gonna-
some kind of magic, religion based off of faith.
Unfortunately, this isn't the same sort of magic.
Rock jumps in. He's like, "Yeah, this guy does some crazy shit. He's the tits, man. He's got a bunch of tricks.
He kind of looks at you with wide eyes, like
it's a good thing in my tribe to call people that. It's cultural differences.
So another thing that I would like to kind of like bring up right now is that we should start training as a group. Those of us who are new to this travel, or not new to this travel, but came from the wow, my brain is not here. The clans of Moor. So we I think we should start training in Korea. If anybody can teach us, can either of you teach us? He's talking to the mage, and then he kind of shifts over to Zormrim.
the mage. Korea it's different with each individual. I do know of a group that actually is if they're still around, they would be in Tiamat's Fall. They could train you in Korea. Although with everything that's going on, I don't know if they're still around. What were they called? I believe they called themselves the Sun Wardens. But if I remember correctly, they would train all sorts of individuals in Kriya.
Is there a way to do that with no strings attached, like they would want something back from us?
I believe they only ask that you respect the teaching process.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard of them being transactional.
Okay. That's doable. Um, so next thing on the list that I kind of wanted to talk about. We're gonna be stuck here for a little bit. What do we want to do as a group? We we were told about the human slaves that have been disappearing, or actually we heard about the human slaves disappearing. There's the dragon greatsword, right? There's the screams and nightmares at night that the people around here have been having. There's a strange woman in the woods, and the blood-drained dragonborn.
Would I know anything about that? Like that kind of corpse and left in that condition?
Um, no, you would not.
Okay, that's fucking weird.
We have
I don't think any of you would have any understanding of what that could possibly mean.
like no blood at all.
Well, that's what I've been told. I have no idea. I didn't expect the corpse.
I want to meet the woman.
You want to meet the woman?
No,
I
we
think
shouldn't
you
just
mean
run up to her.
defeat the woman.
I want to meet the woman.
Well, I'm having this group discussion so that we know where to go next.
Okay. To add to the list of stuff to do, there's a crazy temple. Remember that ruin thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we sort of got it out of the way somehow, and definitely did not break it at all.
He's
And
kind of narrows his eyes at him, and then he's like,
discovered a wicked cool dungeon temple. Ooh. I wanted to go in, but that was Zach. That was the force pushed us out, right?
So at this point, Urzia kind of takes talking. Yes, they didn't break it per se. Um, I suppose it was more of a false wall. Uh, but we went inside and um, there were things protecting it. I can't be
interesting.
sure of what it was, but I felt a presence. It scared me, and I got us out of there before we met with the presence.
Wanna hint?
I don't know exactly what these ruins are, but based on the room that we had initially gone into, uh, I believe it holds ancient history. I don't know why or what is protecting it, but I
How
would
far?
like to find out more.
How far is this in terms of travel?
I can actually get us there instantly.
Then it's no trouble at all, actually.
As long as I've been there before and have made note of the surrounding area, I can actually take you anywhere in the Scaled Lions. Again, I do have my limits, but should you require my aid, and obviously should it be something I believe my help is necessary for, I have no problem aiding you in your journeys.
See why I like this guy?
Perfect.
Super nice.
So we have a couple of options here. I I'm merely giving these options out so that we have things that we can check out while we're waiting. If this would be a benefit to our mage friend here, then maybe we should do that instead of going and checking out whatever this other stuff is. There's seems to
I
be little
If
benefit.
you guys are planning on doing training and trying to get stronger, I recommend getting at least a little bit stronger before we re-enter those places. I am abashed to say I would not be much help in a combat situation. My
Well,
power is limited and I don't have many offensive uses.
well, the knight did say that we need to we need to get stronger and then we need to train in our Korea. If we want to survive out here, we going to need to learn how to use Korea properly. So I think the first thing that we should do is try to find a way to contact the Sunborns.
They're called the Sun Wardens.
The Sun Wardens. Sorry, my
No,
apologies.
I just figured you'd want to have it right when you met them. That would be awkward. um, if there's nothing else, I do have to be going.
Well, is
Do we
there
want?
anything else? He
Do we
kind of
want?
looks
I
at
think
the
so.
group.
Gets bored and walks away into the right side of the room.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Urag, and technically Zormran as well. It was a pleasure working with you both and getting the chance to discuss at length a few things.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot off my chest, and I thank you for that.
Anything?
I do hope that what we talked about before does stay. And he kind of leans in between us.
I will do my best.
he
Uh,
he
I give him like a wink.
he gives like a sly wink back and steps away a few steps from the rest of you, and you watch as he takes this magic into his hands, and you watch as these ribbons of kind of runic text appear flowing into this orb before he lets it go, and he's suddenly gone.
I'm gonna miss him.
I believe the young man will return. That
I
is
know.
what he did say before.
I'll still miss him. He's pretty fun to hang out with. I had a good time, Zormran. How about you?
It was interesting to add to my databases.
Oh, you always say that. Cracks me up.
well, we had a pretty rough tango with death a little bit earlier today, so I'm gonna go hit the hay. So if you guys need me, I'll probably be in one of these rooms. He kind of looks around to.
So, getting to the right room that Evangeline entered, it looks as if whoever lived in this room was probably young. Um, there's lots of kind of older stuff, dolls and small clothes that look like they were handmade for a child. And aside from the two smaller beds in the room, there's not much else.
Well, this is my room. Lays down.
Ugg leans in. Yeah, that's your room.
He's gonna go to one of the nearby rooms. He just randomly picks one.
So, if you go to the right room, there's one bed open, and if you go to the left room, there is a master bed.
Of course he's gonna take the master bed. Are you kidding me? No, he's probably gonna leave it for Rug if he wants it.
I look at the bed. I'm like, I mean, it's like this massive shell.
Fine.
I
So
will probably break it.
he'll waddle over to the master bed and take it himself.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I will-
go to where Eva went. And Eva, did you go into one of the rooms?
Yeah, I'm in the right room. I'm laying on a bed.
I'm gonna go to the same room, but I'm gonna go towards one of the walls and kind of just prop myself against the wall and snooze there
Okay.
to keep an eye on you.
There is a second bed in that room that is open.
All right, I'll take the other bed. I didn't realize there was another one.
awkwardly still sticks to the wall.
Zormran is currently standing in the middle of the living area, and he's just standing there,
Yeah, I'm gonna join
although his
Zormran.
eyes are dark.
I'm gonna go to where Zormran is. Is there? Can I see all the rooms from that area?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the doors that lead into them. If they leave them open, you
Well,
can see into those rooms.
That's what I mean. I want to be able to like. I'm trying to just do what I do naturally, which is cover my allies and
Okay.
keep eyes on the doors, and just kind of prop myself against the wall because turtle shell, and just suck myself in my shell.
Okay.
So, Pansy is not gonna go straight to sleep. He's gonna do his ritual that he normally does in terms of for the Earth Mother.
Okay.
Secondly, he's gonna try and remember if his time with Ori, there was any mention of Kriya or him using anything similar to Kriya.
Go ahead and make me a. First, make me a wisdom check, and then make me a wisdom saving throw.
God dang it! Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, that was the check, and I'm getting shit rolls from DMD Beyond again. God
Not to
dang it.
say, I'm surprised you're not using your dice.
Well, I didn't want to like be that guy.
As we said last time, if the rolls feel bad to you, go ahead and use real dice. I'm not going to stop you from putting your virtual dice in jail.
Call it before you do it so that you're not going between just
Right,
like getting
Yeah.
a bad roll
right.
on.
I'm gonna do my I'm gonna just I'm gonna stand with the roll that I just made for my wisdom check and then a wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna do right now. Okay.
So since we're going to sleep, does that mean I get rid of my exhaustion?
You will, yes.
That was a really good roll. That it was a 23.
23.
It was a natural
So,
19.
as you begin to kind of contemplate these things and reach out for the aid that you seek in the plains, you hear a voice. It's not one you've heard before. And as sweet as it sounds, you can feel the vicious anger and vile deceit behind it. My child, I finally found you. You sweet, sweet boy.
Who the fuck?
You can feel a crawling sensation on your skin as if tiny insects were flitting their way over your skin.
He's gonna start to like actually brush it off. Like even if there's nothing there, he's going to
Yep.
brush it off with his hands and just like, what? Stop it!
That is when, as you've brushed your skin and you've tried to get whatever's crawling on you off, you look up and you see a web and a spider at the center of it. You can smell sulfur. Your veins begin to burn as your blood boils with rage. It's not your rage, though. Your eyes begin to. It's that kind of headache where it's right behind your eyes, and you see these visions, these images flush through your head of thousands of acres of webs, people screaming, bodies torn limb from limb. And in the center of it all, you see a man. Well, a boy. And as he comes into focus, you see those familiar red eyes and that familiar dark skin. It's you. Around you are the corpses of everyone you've ever known. A smile begins to twist on the lips of the figure you're watching, and you can feel it as it stares back. It may just be the trick of whatever this maligned deity is trying to get you to see, but it it looks into you. You feel like you're looking into yourself, and the feelings begin to get muddled as you come out of this fever dream.
And that was my meditation.
Yep. You are completely aware that whatever this thing that got into your mind was, you were in complete awareness that it hadn't changed your emotional state too much, just the shock of seeing it.
Can I determine what that is or who that is?
Roll religion.
That's a 14.
You've heard whispers of this kind of iconography in your life, and as much as you've struggled, she's the reason why. You know her, and part of you can feel that you know her.
Hmm.
This is Lulth, the Spider Queen.
Um, he's going to not shout, but he's going to say kind of loudly, "You insolent cur! Why are you showing me these visions, you fucking ugly ass spider?"
No response. He kind of he kind of gets back down into his meditative stance, and he tries to focus on the wild mother again, because this is not the vision or meditation that he was trying to achieve. So he at he doesn't feel like he's accomplished what he wanted to from his meditation. He felt like it was kind of intruded upon, like as if somebody opened a door Yeah.
while he was doing it. So
Unfortunately, as you try to focus your thoughts again, you just realize that the exhaustion has kind of caught up with you.
other question. Did he figure out anything if Kriya was something that Ori used at all, or he can remember being
You
mentioned
just
at all?
so unfortunately, with how distracted you kind of became, you don't remember anything.
Okay. Well, then he's going to neatly pack up like he normally does, and then he's going to go to bed.
Would anybody else like to do anything before bed?
Gonna be in my shell, kind of like this, and like thinking like, oh, because Zormran and I talked about like praying to
Yeah.
forge, and so I'm just gonna be like, I don't know if you can hear me, but I think you're pretty cool, and I want to make some stuff to make you happy, and I love you. Good night. And I'm just like, stupid. and then I'll go to bed.
a child praying to God.
A new god friend, like don't know religion.
So if that is if that's everything everybody wants to do before going to bed, we will move on.
Yay, no more exhaustion.
Yeah.
It's been a while since things have slowed down. Since the moment you all became initiates, life has been moving very quickly. And with the fact that there is a whole week where you cannot continue your quest, a certain amount of nervousness, but also the deep breath of knowing that I have time, you kind of have a nice, restful sleep. You also have been given the opportunity to think while you dream of what important things you may want to accomplish here. And Evangeline,
Oh no.
as you drift away into this deep slumber, you wake up, but you don't recognize this place. The walls and the finery around you are of a completely different set of standards. The bed that you are laying in is surrounded by these 5 hexagonal boxes.
Interesting. Where am I? Looks around.
Do you get
Sure.
up?
Yes.
So as you get up out of the bed, your body begins to move without your mind following. It's almost like an out of body experience as you watch yourself walk past each of these hexagonal boxes, dragging your fingertips along each. And when you reach that final box, they all open, and these strange clockwork ballerinas kind of slump out of them. They don't look pretty per se, but they look like patchwork, clockwork dolls almost. And as you stand next to one, it begins to do your hair. And as you pass by another, it begins to apply fine makeup. And as you pass by another, it begins to dress you. And another, it begins to imbue these markings upon your face. And as you reach the last one, it hands a golden orb to you, and you grab it. You watch as you leave this room, and suddenly, the clockwork dolls are looking at you. Well, you in the onlooker sense. It looks towards your point of view, and each one holds out a box towards you, beckoning you to take one.
Damn. So there's 4 or 5.
There are 5 of them, and each are holding a box. There are small pictures on each box, only one picture on each box, but your sensation, you feel like you could probably move closer to see what exactly these pictures were.
She's gonna move a little bit closer to see what the pictures are.
Okay. On one box, you see a small animal. On another box, a book. On another box, you see a blade. On another box, you see another animal. And on that last box, another animal.
Oh no! Can I tell what the animals are?
They are all the same image of kind of a nondescript canine looking animal, but you're not sure if that means anything.
I'm definitely gonna pick an animal, of course.
So as you think this in your mind, as you puzzle these things, the two that were holding things that weren't animals, they go back into their own box, and it closes over them, leaving you with only the three that had animals.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna pick the middle box.
You take hold of the box, and as the other three go and curl up into their boxes, sealing over, suddenly a memory or something flashes in your eyes. You see your parents, but it's strange. You don't recognize them. And then you do. And then you don't. The vision begins to blur, and you wake up, and you're back with your friends. You can see Dura in the other bed, and you can see the sun has risen and it's morning. But then you feel a strange sensation in your lap. And you look down, and there appears to be a baby goat in your lap.
Baby goat.
It looks up with you. It looks up at you with its strange goat-like eyes and is somehow already chewing on the blanket. You are level 3 now, and you have unlocked the Pact of the Chain.
Yay!
You can feel that this creature, whatever it is under your control.
Yay!
And that is around the time everybody else begins to wake up.
Strong suspicion with this goat. Like, as the player in my other D&D campaign, all goats in that universe are demons. So I'm like, me as Oscar is just like, what? There's goats.
To further
Makes
describe
sense.
the goat, it is a red furred goat
Aw.
with golden horns and golden eyelids.
Yeah, red goat.
Are we all level 3 or just her?
Just her.
Okay,
Yay!
interesting.
Oh.
So does it kind of look like an ear?
It looks like a chibi version of Ganir with kind of less extra stuff.
Yay! This has made me happy. I wanted an animal companion.
All right. So, it's morning, and you guys can hear these sort of songbirds begin to chirp outside.
I would say that Pansy is the type to be an early riser. I think Rug is too. I think.
For the most part.
So he's probably already working on breakfast and already kind of set things up.
Okay.
He probably has already done his morning meditation and is about ready for breakfast and then heading out.
Probably always gonna be the last one to get up. Not early bird.
Zormran has the cage backpack for Sir Edward's the chicken, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
No.
I'm gonna hold my goat like a teddy bear, like in my arms, and I'm gonna go wake up Dura and be like, Dura, it's time for breakfast.
All right. It's morning already.
Yeah.
I just on the fly named the chicken Sir Edward's, by the way.
Sir Edwards.
I'm gonna turn over and I'm gonna see
Written
this
down now.
goat and be like, "Why do you have a red goat? Where did the goat come from?
Dude, he's my friend. I don't know, but his name is Waffles. His name is Waffles.
Bah.
I think I drunk the night before, but I'm just gonna go with it. All right, I'm up. I'm gonna crawl out of bed.
Did you bring that for breakfast? Am I supposed to prepare that?
Don't touch Waffles.
Bah.
Pets his head.
I'm gonna ask everyone else. You're also seeing the goats red, right? It's not just me. It's golden red, right?
I mean, I've seen kind of reddish goats before,
He
But-
kind of looks like my dog. I like it.
not this red.
Cute.
Well, in a couple years, we'll get some goat's milk with the eggs. It'll be a great breakfast.
Suddenly, as you mention goat's milk, the goat spits up on Evangeline.
You should feed it.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry, Waffles?
Well, if he wasn't, now he is, because it's all out.
It suddenly goes cross-eyed and just kind of goes, "Meh."
I think Waffles is hungry. What should I feed him?
Well,
I mean, looking at him, you might need to feed him the souls of the damned. What the fuck?
Oh, I could.
well, normal goats eat like vegetables and stuff.
How would you prepare a soul? Would you like broil it, or like saute it with some mushrooms or something?
Oh God, why'd I bring it up?
No,
I'd less
don't
want to
do it.
try it. I'm just curious now because
No,
we've been talking
no,
about food.
no. It's raw. It's raw.
And Sir Edwards laid how many eggs? 3 eggs?
Even or odd.
Odd.
He laid 3 eggs.
Fuck yeah. Breakfast for everybody.
She laid 3 eggs. I mean,
Well, it's a sir, so I've confused everybody now.
the female chicken that lays eggs.
It is the first night of Forge. We knighted it in the name of Forge. No, I'm kidding. That did not happen. Although
Zormaran kind of looks at you like a chicken knighted under Forge. Illogical.
yes.
This whole thing is illogical. Don't try to think about it.
Well, these 3 eggs are fresh. I'll give them to you guys because I have my 3 hard-boiled, and I need at least 3. Otherwise, I get cranky. So I'm basically just gonna like, kind of do this thing where I like rub over with my thumb, pop out this, and like pop the soft part, and just straight into my mouth, and then lick my salt rock, and just kind of do that for all 3.
This man.
Breakfast is important.
Great.
Here, I brought a
Pansy's
cup.
Pansy's gonna make scrambled eggs with some vegetables.
You guys have a well-balanced breakfast.
This is important.
A
Okay.
side of meat for me.
Yeah, I had like a third left of what you gave me, and I finished it for breakfast. I'll hand you your skin back. Yeah, there you
And
go.
I'm sure we still probably got a keg left, so.
I know, but I just didn't want to take your stuff.
I brought that meat for everyone. Take as much as you want.
No, I mean the skin itself. I have mine. This one's yours.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take it back and refill it. Be like, all right, anytime you want it back, go for it.
And I'll crank in mine. Like, I'll be good for a little bit. This is tasty.
All right, so I think we should head out and try to find out if we can meet up or find where the Sun Wardens are.
Real
Can I
quick,
bring
guys,
waffles?
I will be right back. I need to fill my water.
I need to
Alrighty.
I'm gonna do my stretches with Zormran. He's been practicing on the forge.
Cody, look into
No, I
his
saw.
eyes.
That's what I was giggling about earlier. I saw that. I'm like, oh God.
Hey, it's good to have a prop.
Oh no,
Oh,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying oh God about that. More just oh God, the idea of the goat. That's adorable.
I
Goat
should get
terrifies me.
No,
Do what?
I should get a goat stuffy.
Good, yeah.
To Do you have something to drink?
Or get one of those little plastic figurines
Does
in
she
our
have something to
store
drink?
and just paint it red
Cody?
with gold horns.
I
Alrighty,
could
I'm
just get a
back.
custom goat stuffy and make him waffles.
Urag has been doing
Good.
stretches with Zormran.
Get like a beanie baby goat and do the little beanie baby.
As
waffle
Zormran
string.
stretches, like you see like wood chips and like loose foliage kind of falls from the parts of them that are still covered.
Yeah. Mainly it's for me, but you know, he does it with me.
I am told stretching is important for mortals.
Yeah, it is. Plus, my shoulders are fucking sore after all this forge training.
Well, shall we be off?
Can I
Do
bring
you have
waffles?
any?
What's up?
Can I bring waffles? I'm asking Pansy.
Oh,
I don't really have any waffles, but
No,
sure.
I mean waffles.
Yeah, you can bring waffles.
as you hold out waffles to Leo, you watch as this long frog-like tongue shoots out of its mouth and takes a bite from the fork that Pansy is eating with.
Keep that thing away from me.
Ma.
Thanks you.
I
I'm
just
gonna
turned to
hold-
Dura.
He kind of quickly finishes up his food, and then he kind of sits up, and then stands up, and then he kind of like walks out the room, getting the cart ready to move out.
So the cart is actually still at the mayor's manor.
Oh
He
yes,
stabled it for you guys so
I
that
forgot about
the lizards wouldn't have to sleep in the cold.
that.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna be like, okay, I've never seen a goat do that. That's creepy.
Uzula has
Yeah.
actually already gone off to retrieve the cart, with obviously her little note from the mayor.
Zormram, do you have any knowledge about the Scaled Alliance?
Accessing archives. What would you like to know?
How to contact the Sun Wardens?
Accessing detailed information on Sun Wardens. No information found. They were after my time.
Yeah, you're just asleep.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go find someone who does know about them. Probably the mayor.
Do we have to see him again?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
in this instance, we do.
If you are all going to see the mayor, I will take Urag. We will find an appropriate place to begin.
You know, if he gives a good price this time, I say just take the money.
No, we're not selling you.
But you need the money.
We don't need
No,
money.
we'll get it another way.
We have a chicken. I have a salt rock and my friends.
I can make alcohol.
I mean, Pansy's probably gonna try something a little bit easier. He's probably gonna talk to one of the guards that are around the town for that information. But until then, if that doesn't work out, then he'll go to the mayor.
To get this started, Urag and Zormran are going off to find something. Evangeline, Dura, and Pansy, where are you guys going first?
He's
I
gonna
know
go
that-
try to find a guard.
Okay. Is anybody going with Pansy?
Actually, I want to go to the tailor.
Okay. You guys did see a tailor on your way in.
I'm gonna stick with Eva.
Okay.
Yay!
So Dura and Evangeline will make for the tailor.
I don't
Zormrand and Urag will be the first to leave. So we'll start with them.
Catch with you guys later.
Bye, Rock.
Initially, you're aware that Zormran is about to begin something called the Rites of the Foundry. This is your first step to becoming something known as a black hammer. Now, you guys make it into the middle of the city realistically, and after a few minutes really of looking, you find a small blacksmith. Not anything too spectacular. You can see their home is almost kind of looks like a shack, and their blacksmithing arena is simply a small forge, an anvil, their workstation behind them. The items he's made, he kind of has hung up. It looks like he's currently pounding a piece of metal with a hammer, and he notices you two beginning to walk up, and immediately his attention is brought to Zormran. But as a dragonborn, it's not really. He's not intimidating. He's just curious. But this kind of thicker, red-skinned dragonborn, kind of the idea of what you would first think when you heard dragonborn. He wears this long, tanned leather apron, and he's got these goggles he lifts up. What can I do for you folks?
I'm here to learn the ways of Forge.
Forge, that's the story they tell about the artisan god who blessed crafts and weapons of all kinds, right?
Is there a counter between us?
There is.
Cool. I'm gonna be like, yep, and I pull out my obsidian great axe and I kind of drop it on the counter, and it's like the thud.
He kind of looks down, wide-eyed, like he puts his goggles back on, and like you watch him as he kind of runs his hands over
my hands
it.
on it, like pinning it down though.
This is amazing. Who made this?
Forge.
Zormran chimes in. It was made by the Soul Forge, transferring one weapon's love and energy into a more conductive form. Who is this guy? He's looking at you.
Yeah, like he's referencing me or referencing Zormran?
He's referencing Zormran.
Yeah, he is an old disciple of Forge, and to put it plainly, I brought him back to life, so I need to use your fucking Forge. Can I use your Forge?
I'm actually... Roll persuasion.
Like, I'm just like, I'll try and lead up to it, and then I'll just be like, fuck it, I don't have time for this shit.
Because you've got his attention.
Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. Persuasion. There we go. Way better roll.
Much better. I'm interested to see what this is going to be. Yeah, go ahead. Come back here. And he kind of pulls up this one wooden flap that leads behind the counter and into his arena. And as Zormran walks in, you see as his eyes are darting from one place to another. This will do.
Okay, sweet, because I just convinced him that we let us use it, so it'd be really embarrassing if you were like, this isn't good enough.
The guy he's sitting down like at his counter, like nodding, like, would have kind of been embarrassing.
What's your name? I didn't get your name.
My name's Ardenweld.
Ardenweld?
Ardenweld.
Ah, Ardenweld. Oh, sorry.
I've been the blacksmith here for 20 years now.
Cool. If we disappoint you, I will give you a gold.
Okay.
Just for your time. I'm trying to be fair.
Zormran puts his hand on your shoulder. We begin now.
Okay. Shut up, Aldwell.
He pulls that plate that leads to his stomach, and he takes a handful of that magma, and he places it inside of the forge that's owned by this blacksmith. And he pulls the fuming chain, and you watch as the fire begins to ignite and burn and bubble and sizzle. Much like these embers, a foundling must find their passion. They must find what ignites them. So you too must. He grabs an ingot that's just kind of sitting by, and he puts it in this kind of metal like holder, and he puts it into the fire, and he lets it sit there. There are 8 lessons a smithling must learn before they can earn the title of Blackhammer. We will begin with the right intention. You must know in your soul what it is you wish to create. Through that vision, through your passion, it will imprint upon the metal as it melts. Some time passes, and he says a few more kind of deep blacksmithing things, and he pulls the liquid metal out. He pours it directly onto the anvil, and you watch as the blacksmith like, wait, what do you... And the molten metal just begins to kind of float in the air. Zormran runs his arms around it, and you watch as these runic circles begin to appear on the anvil and in the air around the metal. It stretches and it begins to mold, and he pulls this black hammer from his chest, and he begins to pound. And this loud crashing sound actually echoes and reverberates throughout the town. A crowd begins to form as they watch this construct pound away at this floating metal. And before long, kind of floating there, is this beautifully detailed black anvil with a sword going directly through it. The metal that was once steel or some form of iron is no longer. It is black, charred with heat, and emanating from it, you can almost make flecks of red and orange as whatever this is, it's still quite hot on the inside. And he grabs it, and as he does, he kind of pulls his hand up, and a chain sprouts from the top of the handle of the sword. This small amulet or religious iconography, he holds it up and says, "You will make this as well. That is your first test." And then he takes this thing that he's made and he throws it over to the blacksmith who owns the shop. And he kind of looks at it and goes, "This is fucking cool." The people that have kind of gathered around begin to clap and just show this exuberance at what they've just seen, this kind of strange forging magic. And he hands this hammer to you. Begin.
Okay. I will repeat the process. I will take an ingot, throw it in the fire, and then I'm assuming he picked it up with his hands, which I cannot.
Yes, that is true.
I will then kind of look for tools, get a scoop, scoop it up, and like as I'm looking at the liquid metal, just exactly what I saw. And I put all my energy, all 9 points of my intellect into that thought.
Okay, I need you to make 3 rolls.
Yes.
First roll, I need you to make a performance check.
Balls. Not balls.
Not bad. So as you begin to work with these tools, you've never
Not bad.
done any of this before, but you can feel a heat welling within you. Sweat rolls down your brow, and as you work and as you get into this process, it feels as if you just know the next step before you even start it. Go ahead and make now a wisdom check for me.
Just straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom.
Oh, that rolled on D&D Beyonders, which was an 18. Fucking waste.
15.
Not that.
You begin to breathe in this hot air, and a calmness comes to you that you've never felt before. A peace you've never known, as truly you are in this moment. And you pour the hot metal onto the anvil as he did before, and almost instinctually your body reacts, going, oh no. But the metal floats, and the runes begin to appear. You don't know how, but you feel as if someone's eyes are upon you. One last check.
Perfect.
Make a religion check for me.
Ah, God. Oh no.
8. So,
Ah,
as you've pounded at this metal for probably 30 minutes now, and as it begins to take shape, it's not quite exactly perfect. You have the anvil, and it's misshapen in places, but overall it looks pretty nice. The sword is more like a moon at the moment, like a crescent moon, but you'll work on it. But part of you feels, for a first attempt, this wasn't bad. And you definitely want to try more. Moving right along, that's kind of where we'll end it for now. Pansy, you search out a guard, and you find him one pretty easily, just kind of going through the town. Um, you've seen the guards before. They're called the Scaled Preservers, and you know them by their scaled armor. You also know that really nobody else in this village looks like warriors, which is strange because from what you know of Dragonborn culture, most of their people are supposed to be warriors, but for some reason in this town, the only warriors you've seen are the guards. And you go up to one who looks more friendly than most of the guards you've seen. He's a younger male dragonborn. He's got this bronze scaled skin and these two horns that kind of go back and then up. As you walk up to him, he looks at you, and he looks you up and down, and he hasn't seen you before, so he's a little suspicious, but he says, well met.
He kind of puts up the written form that he has to uh, basically as what was it?
They're basically documents that say that
Yeah,
you're allowed to be here.
yeah, basically. He just kind of shows that, and he just kind of puts it and just like rolls it up and puts it away, and he goes, do you know where I can contact the Sun Wardens?
Um, as a kid, I thought they were really cool, but they haven't been around as much in recent years. I think there was a guy um, down by the tavern who was, I think he was a part of the Sun Wardens. I couldn't be sure. I didn't ask him, but he was saying something along those lines, telling stories to people, getting drunk. But
Description? What do they look like? Where?
big, rotund, barrel-chested, uh, golden skin. I promise you can't miss this guy. He's huge.
Thank you. That's all I
Yeah.
needed. And then he kind of walks off. He goes towards the direction of the tavern.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So it feels like since you left, you've been watched. You're not sure by who, but in this moment, you kind of look around, and you watch as a cloaked figure, as soon as your eye line meets them, dash into an alleyway.
Oh, you better know he's gonna be following that. He's gonna dash too.
Okay. Um, you enter the alleyway they ran into, and you see a cloak on the ground. but you don't see anyone anywhere.
He's gonna take the cloak, and he's gonna while taking the cloak, he's gonna keep running towards the direction that he maybe thinks that he went. He's gonna also analyze the area of the alleyway to see if he can find footprints or anything else.
Roll investigation for me.
Terrible roll. It was 8.
8. So you kind of look under some of the debris in the alleyway, and but you don't find anything. Was that Leo who cut out?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You didn't find anything. You looked under debris and you kind of looked for tracks, but there wasn't anything that really caught your gaze.
He's gonna give a huff and kind of kick the dirt a little bit, kind of upset with the outcome of the scenario, and then he's gonna turn back around. He's gonna continue.
As you turn away, you hear some snow fall behind you.
He's gonna immediately like snap around his head.
You see a little bit more snow fall from the roof of the building next to you.
He's gonna look up.
You look up and you can see a definite part of the roof where the snow had caked and then had recently just been pushed off.
He's gonna try and climb to see if he can get up there, and then he's going to try to see if he can find any more of that.
Make a dexterity check for me.
$19.
19. You make it up there as quickly as you can, kind of taking loose wood and different frames of the building and just pulling up until you get to the ceiling or the roof. And as you get up there, you can see 3 distinct tracks having fled in all directions.
3?
Yes.
Kobolds in a trench coat. Is there one that looks smaller? Is there one set of tracks that looks smaller than the others?
They all look to be pretty similarly sized. The tracks look kind of almost like 3 claws going outward and 1 claw kind of tucked in the back.
He's going to follow the tracks that have the most convenient path, so that he doesn't have to do too much in order to follow it, and then he's gonna chase that one down.
So, as you're looking around you and you've looked at these tracks, they go down, and as far as you can tell, having kind of looked at each set of tracks and gone to the very end of the ceiling or the roof, you have no idea where they could have gone. It's as if they either flew away or just disappeared.
He's going to kick the snow around in his area, around this area in frustration, but also to see if he can kick snow into something that might be invisible.
Okay. You kick some snow, and you hear a kind of weird sound, like "Ugh!" as you see something scrape at its form, trying to get the snow off.
He's gonna tackle it.
Okay. Roll attack.
Just a strength attack.
Just a straight whatever weapon or unarmed strike you'd like to use to tackle it down with.
I'm gonna do unarmed. It's 22.
22. Okay. You manage to tackle this creature down. You're currently on top of it, and It's pretty similar to your size, actually.
Who are
And that's
you?
when
Okay.
and that's when a pair of fangs sink into your neck.
Son of a bitch.
And as it's whatever was cloaking it before, invisibility, something different, it fades. And you watch as this creature, this kobold, has these deep red eyes. And as soon as it looks up and sees the sun, you watch its form suddenly dissipates and turns into these ashes that fleck into the wind.
That's fucking weird. Um, did he sustain any actual damage from getting these fangs sunk
So
in?
you took 1 point of damage, and go ahead and roll a medicine check for me.
17.
17. You kind of feel the wound it left, and it's beginning to swell. And
That's not good.
the blood coming from the wound, it doesn't seem to be stopping.
He's gonna go see a doctor now. He's gonna go to. He's gonna hop down off the roof.
Okay.
He's gotten some information off of whatever this was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's glad about that. But he's gonna go find a guard, and he's going to go see if he can find the nearest medicine man, or an alchemist, or someone who takes care of the healing in this area.
It doesn't take you too much time to kind of find another nice looking guard, and you do the same kind of deal you did before. You show them your paper, they're immediately no longer suspicious of you, and they point you into the direction of not so much a healer or someone who is magically a healer, but they point you towards the local doctor of the town. And it doesn't take you too long to get there. It's actually not far from where you were, and you enter this small building. It's much nicer than most of the buildings in town, but as you walk in, you can hear this bell ring from opening the door, and out of one of the side rooms, this, I wouldn't say heavy set man, but he looks as if he's been to war before. He has this kind of sash over his just kind of flowing robes, um, and it has this strange kind of writing on it that you've never seen before. He
So,
looks.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was gonna just go on with the talking, but you can continue with your description.
So he looks you up and down, and you see him take a long drag of this kind of rolled inhalant of some sort.
He's just gonna casually kind of present his neck, and he's like, "Got anything for this?"
Well, that depends. What were you bit by?
A kobold? It looks like. I don't know. Do kobolds normally burn up into ash when they see the sun?
Dear Lord. You said it burned up?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So the rumors are true. There's a vampire in Tiamat's Fall. Come on, let me get you to the examination room.
Okay.
He kind of takes you to the room that he came out of originally, and it's this very sterile looking setting. It's definitely not what you have in your house, but the walls are like coated in this strange plaster like material. And he sets you down on this chair in the middle of the room and begins to look you over. How do you feel, son? Any residual pain or?
It's still bleeding.
Desire to bite?
No.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. He kind of taps at the wound and he sees as it still kind of gushes. So these creatures, we've seen a few bites before, but usually they have already killed their target. We've had 2 corpses come in the last 3 days, drained completely of blood. You're lucky, son. These things are dangerous.
Well, I killed one, so I think I can handle myself.
I love this character.
I'm sure you can, sonny boy. I'm sure you can, but let me take care of this first. Kind of takes a vial of this strange green liquid and dabs it on a cloth and just wipes at your neck. And after a while, it stings. It stings pretty badly, but you can feel the wound actually begin to kind of clot up and scab over. Um, I'm not going to charge you. You killed one of these creatures, so you've done this city a service. But I do feel the need to warn you. Local legend and hearsay, it differs, but some people think that if you're bitten by one of these things, you'll turn into it.
Okay.
You don't look shocked.
No.
You are made of different stuff, kid. I'll give you that. Well, if you need anything else, I'm here. If you need any medical advice, tell your friends I'm here. But I'd keep an eye on it.
I'll give you a fair warning, though. There are probably 2 more out there. When I was examining the area, I was able to defeat one because I was able to track one. But there were 3 sets of footsteps, so
Oh boy.
just give them awareness that there might be more cases. Um, I'll try to take care of it when I have the opportunity.
That's mighty kind of you, son, but I know the guards are looking into this too, so be careful. But if this seems dangerous, I wouldn't get too far, your nose stuck into it.
I was tasked by the mayor of the city to maybe look into it, so that's the only reason why I have a stake in this.
Well, you can call me Dr. Harashimides.
Dr. Harashmides.
Yeah, it's spelled how it sounds.
How is it spelled?
You know, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Thank you again, Doc. I'm gonna be heading out. I've got some other things that I need to complete myself.
Well, you be careful, son.
And what is this solution that you used on my neck?
Oh, well, that's just some green plants I mushed together. It makes for a nice kind of disinfectant. Make sure your wound stops bleeding. Make sure you don't get any, horrible flesh-eating disease or something.
Do you think I could have some?
Uh, uh I mean, I kind of need it for my work, but I
I'm
can
not.
tell you where to get it.
That's fine. I was just wondering if I could have some of your stock, not all of it.
Well, you could check by. There's a man who sells all kinds of herbs and stuff down near the edge of town. I'm sure he'd have some. I really can't spare any at the moment, unfortunately.
What are the herbs that make up this concoction?
He kind of jots down on a piece of paper a few things and hands it to you. These are the 3 specific herbs you need to put together and then dilute with. I just use ice, honestly, but you could use any water as long as you think it's clean.
All right. Thank you again. I'll be heading off.
Travel safely.
And he heads off to the tavern.
And with that, we will move on to Evangeline and Dura, who I
just gotta
believe.
say,
were on the way to the tailor.
Yay!
Hareshmadi's nuts.
What'd you just say?
His name is Hareshmadi's.
Oh my god.
Isn't it Hareshmadif or D's?
So it's Harashimades.
Hareshmadi's
If you
nuts.
sound it out phonetically. Harashimades nuts.
God.
I
Oh
couldn't.
my
I
God.
couldn't hold it.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry. I was cracked. I was
Awesome.
dying here. I
So
was just.
last we joined Evangeline and Dura, they'd begun their journey on the way to the local tailor.
Yay!
So you two kind of wander through the town a bit towards the direction you remember the tailor being, when you come upon a strange sight. In one of the few town squares that you pass by, you can see a platform being
Pets a
erected
tongue.
and a crowd beginning to kind of draw near it.
Oh. I wonder what's going on.
Take a quick detour and look.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
As you guys get closer, you can make out a cloaked figure with a black kind of coverall hood on. Next to him is the slave that you guys had met the other day, the one who had brought you to your small new place to rest.
Oh no.
You don't remember his name at the moment, but he doesn't seem to be the one in trouble. He's actually standing over another individual who is currently hands tied behind their back with their legs like firmly positioned and locked into the platform. You then see that slave pulls out a small roll of paper and opens it. You listen for a bit, and you can see a kind of tension growing over the crowd. Just getting my thing. Alans Mashir, you are hereby convicted of crimes against the mayor. Trespassing, attempt on his life, are but a few of your crimes. We also have conspiracy, as you are planning, or were planning, to try to overthrow the mayor's rule. He folds the paper up, and he steps away, and you see the cloaked figure pull a large axe. The dragonborn, who's locked into the platform, looks on the crowd. He's scarred and old. It looks like he's been through quite a bit through his life. There's a sadness in his eyes. And he says one thing to the crowd. My ancestors are smiling upon me. Are yours? Chop, as the axe is brought down, cutting off his head. It appears to have been a public execution.
You laughing?
he quoted Skyrim.
Oh,
I caught that right the hell away. I just made a new character.
As time goes by, the crowd disperses. You can hear a few choked cries, and people seem to be uncomfortable with this whole situation.
Wow. That was a thing. Think they'll let let me keep the head?
Probably not.
Damn. That would have been one bright skull.
What?
Huh?
You would have what?
I said, it would have been one great skull to have for my collection.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll let you keep it. Nope.
So would you guys like to do anything else at this location, or would you like to move on?
Move on before I want to punch the guy.
Heard that. So you guys continue on to the tailor, now with kind of a somber air over your head. You reach the small building that is the tailor's kind of business. And as you enter the door, you hear a ding above as the door opens, and a man behind a counter who was previously seemed to be reading a book. He sets it down under his table and looks up with his hands kind of clasped together. He appears to be a kind of a prim and proper Goliath with this small mustache that kind of rings around his cheeks. A pleasure to meet you all. What can I get you? Mind you, this is a extremely muscular 9-foot tall man.
I'm gonna look at Eva because she's the one who wanted to come here.
I'm looking for a new cloak.
Right, a cloak then. Okay. And he kind of blows his nose for a second and clears his throat. I got some cloaks over here. I made them last night, actually. Quite fun. So we got a green one, a pink one, a blue one. What kind of cloak are you looking for?
A black one.
Okay, black cloak. I can make that work. Any design? You want this handmade, or you just want to take from stock?
From stock.
Okay. All right. So I have this black cloak. It's a new material, absorbs sunlight quite well. In the shadows, here it makes you look like just another part of the shadow. And then he kind of tucks it away, and then he pulls another black cloak out. This one has kind of this golden trim at the very collar of it. It's kind of like a raised collar cloak, no hood, but just a raised collar with gold trim. And then there's another one. It's a black cloak, but this one is black on the outside, but furred white on the inside. Any you like?
The first one.
First. Takes back and puts it on the counter. Kind of goes through a small book towards the end and just kind of searches through it for a moment. Right, this will cost you about, I'd say, a gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
What?
Jerome, how much money do we have?
I mean, I believe we have each our own individual satchels of
Yes,
money.
it should show you how much money you have. At this point, this is like gold that you guys have found along your journey and not necessarily gold from the Scaled Alliance. So we'll see how this goes. But go ahead and
Yeah,
remove 1 gold and 5 silver from your inventory. And he kind of looks it over and bites one. That's real gold. I suppose I can take this. And he puts the coin in a little box under his counter. And is there anything else I can get you fine folk?
Jerry, do you need anything?
What was that?
Do you need anything?
I was just thinking, yeah, because we're in quite the snowy area. I'm thinking about something that tunic that would cover me well in the snow. Because I've got.
You're looking for some cold weather clothing. Okay, I can make that happen. Well,
I mean, she's.
I do have this little ditty over here, and he brings you guys to this kind of mannequin that is wearing what looks to be a very thin kind of material, but on further inspection, like it's on a mannequin and it's somewhat warm. Whatever this material or material he tailored with, whatever it is, it's quite warm, and it's this white kind of tunic that goes over. It's long sleeved, and it even comes with this pair of trousers that are like this brown kind of earthy color, and they're all inside lined with dense fur.
How much would that cost?
Well, it contains some rarer materials that I don't usually get to play with, but I'd say 3 gold, 8 silver.
Wait, so how much does silver turn into gold? Because I only have gold right now.
Oh,
10
8 silver. Yeah, 10 silver is 1 gold.
Okay, and it's 3 gold and 8 silver, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna hand him 4 gold. I don't have any
Thank
silver.
you for the tip. And he tucks it away and under his counter, and then comes back over, and he pulls it very gently off this mannequin. But as you watch, you notice the material is actually quite flexible. So for someone of your kind of capabilities, this is probably kind of a godsend. Warm
Oh.
clothes that are still loose enough to be able to fight flexibly. All right. Is there anything else I can get for you?
I think I'm good. What about you, Eva?
I feel like we should get Pansy or Urox. Urox seems to be good in the cold. But what do you think? I don't know.
I mean, Pansy's got a big thing of armor, and with the amount of work it takes to... Wait, Pansy wears heavy armor, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the energy alone to carry that around, that probably keeps him nice and warm.
True, and he's
And
angry.
Urag,
Yeah, you have the heat of his anger.
yeah, that's true. Urag, I mean, he has light armor, but... Or not light armor, but it's just
No
not
armor.
a lot of armor, but no armor. Yeah. I mean, we could get him a cloak. Maybe he could wrap a big cloak to wrap around his shell.
That could work. Or something, since I think we're gonna be in the snow.
That you could add a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I said, at least something, 'cause I think we're gonna be in the snow for a while.
I'm gonna look over to the clerk and say, do you have a really big cloak that could cover possibly an 8-foot turtle?
A giant turtleneck.
I am of a larger stature myself, so I think I can make that happen. And he
Awesome.
goes into his back room, actually, and he brings out this fucking, like, it's huge. It's longer than he is. And you notice that inlaid into parts of this cloak are small rings of metal. This was kind of an inspired piece during my artistic phase. I liked to mix materials, but I think this will do the trick. It's quite warm. It's lined with owlbear feathers.
What do you think, Eva?
Unfortunately, as this piece is quite a lot of material, it is going to be 5 gold.
You know what? It's for Urag. Get it.
He
You
does so
hand-
much for us.
You hand over the gold, and he hands you this cloak. And as you take it, you realize just how heavy this cloak is. It's like billowing heavy material with pieces of metal lined into it that make it even heavier.
Do I drop
it.
to the ground?
It's you're strong enough, Dura, that you can hold it, but I'm just explicitly telling that it's heavier than what you had expected.
It's worth it.
No, yeah,
You don't think Urag will have a problem with that, though.
that's Urag.
And so, is there anything else you guys would like to do before moving, kind of on, or anywhere else you guys would like to go?
I wanted to look around the town a little more.
Oh, is there a potion or maybe not a potion store, but a store that may have some salves?
Some salves. Well, there's this guy who likes to collect plants and stuff on the outskirts of town. I think he makes potions and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Much.
If you guys need anything else, you know where to come. I'm always open, except when I'm not.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, of
All right,
course.
let's get some salves. That's something Pansy would probably like.
Probably.
So, before we move on to this next part, we are going to take a 5-minute break.
Alrighty.
Stretch your legs, use the restroom, whatever you need. Be back in 5.
Might Urag respond to this cloak, or I should say the player of Urag.
I'm loving it. I'm both characters, me and Urag. Life is
Oh,
just like being a character.
I said
So
Urag.
much for us.
I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. I
said
make sure we
Urag
get
on my face.
breakfast. Breakfast is the most important thing. That's how I got big and strong. Share that.
You're making me smile. You gave me a hug.
He's a gentle giant unless he's in hunting mode or in protecting mode, in which case it gets rough. But yeah. Yeah, that's why my constitution is so high, because of a big capacity to live.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, I didn't want to play a typical like nasty barbarian. I like to get drunk, I like to have sex, I like to just have fun, and well, that hasn't come up yet, but it will, and I already have this planned out. I modeled it after Grog from Critical Role, and except
Oh my god.
turtle. So that's
Yes.
why his voice is kind of like this, you know, just making it happen.
So we have the gentle giant, the angry little gremlin.
No, it's the best.
The thing. I don't know what the hell to call myself. And then we have Dura, the greatest, best friend in the world.
I just love how Pansy is such my character's foil, completely unintentionally, because he is a paladin, religious warrior with rage issues, and I am a barbarian who found God. So it's like,
It works. I must be dumb or something. Okay, actually, I am dumb, so I still don't understand where I can find money. I found where it says currency.
on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I found where it says currency.
So go under equipment.
But in other possessions, it says a silver coin. So I'm highly confused.
You should have. What you're a warlock, right?
E.
Okay. Is that our DM or is that? Yes, that is our DM. DM, we have
Our
a question.
lovely DM.
What was
What up?
starting gold for Evangeline?
I don't remember. I know nothing.
I don't think she put it in her thing.
Hola.
We'll just say that she had 8 gold on her to start with.
Okay. Because we never really talked about money, so I don't.
I was mostly thinking about the gold you guys had found
I
in
have.
that
I
before.
still have it.
Oh, I thought you
listed.
divvied that up.
We did.
We'll say, how much did each person get?
I don't know, but I have 14.
So
I had
each person
10.
should have around that area.
I have 10.
So we'll say you have 13 gold, Evangeline.
How do I put it in? I don't.
You click
I
the
just
little
put it in
gold
for you.
coin.
Go ahead and click refresh.
Okay.
And then it should be under your equipment, and it'll say
Okay.
currency. You can actually just click that area, like over the coin or the number, and it'll bring up a little sidebar that will allow you to add or remove gold.
Okay. I see. Thank you.
Yeah, we've divvied out gold every time we received gold.
I believe you guys have only received gold once.
Okay, well then everybody should have around 14 or somewhere around there. I know that Urag has been giving out like a gold piece every once in a while here and there.
And we'll say that like over time, you guys have gotten like a few gold pieces here and there for like trading items with people. So what we have to start with, we'll have for now, whatever's in your inventory, and of course, you guys will be getting more gold in the future.
Hmm.
And let's get back to it if everybody's here.
Yeesh.
Eat.
All right. So, Evangeline and Dura, as you guys are making your way towards this herbalist that you've been informed of, you, Pansy, are also making your way there. And you three cross paths. As you cross paths, you happen to be right in front of the blacksmith where Urag has just finished his work.
Did I make another one? Or is that the first one?
So you've only made one, and it kind of took most of the time.
Oh, okay.
But you'll get other chances. So you guys all kind of come together now.
Hmm.
Pansy, what happened to you?
Well, I went off to go get some information. Turns out I was being followed. Kick someone's ass. Uh, Now I'm gonna go to the tavern to talk to a man. I forget his name. Just talk to someone who's maybe
He
worth.
actually didn't give you a name before, but you all you really know about him is he's this barrel-chested, rotund, gold-scaled dragonborn that likes to frequent the tavern.
Yep. I'm
I
going.
believe you were actually on your way to the. I thought you were on your way to the herbalist.
No, he was on his way to the tavern, but it's okay. We'll say that he wanted to stop by the herbalist before he going to the tavern, so that this all works out.
But that's up to you guys. You guys have all gotten together now, so as a party, you can kind of decide your way forward.
So, I do have a in with the Sun Wardens maybe if we go talk to this man that I've been told about. But we should probably stop by the herbalist to go check on a couple of things. I killed a something called a vampire.
A vampire?
What kind of pie are you making?
We
Uh,
don't know what a vampire is?
You do not.
Oh.
Hey, Pansy.
Yeah.
I made this. I show him my little like dinky thing.
He takes it and like gives
No,
it
no.
a
He's
look.
like, no, don't take
Oh,
it.
Don't touch.
I made it for forge.
he tries not to take it as he's observing it.
In the show and tell moment, I'm gonna
What?
remember the quote we got for Urug, and I'm gonna pull it out and say, "Hey Urug,
Yeah.
We got you something.
Oh.
We got you a present.
Oh. Whoa, whoa. Should I? And I just cover my eyes. What is it?
I'm gonna try to hold out the cloak, Wait, Eva, you take one side, I'll take the other. We're gonna hold it as high as we can.
I'm like pressing the metal thing into my face. Like I didn't drop it. It's just.
Urag, look! Look what you just happened!
I will uncover my eyes.
It's heavy help!
Oh,
It's all the way up.
and I'll pick it up. I'll be like, nice. I usually don't wear really anything, but thank you. I'll see if it fits. And then I will try and like swing that bitch.
The length, it's actually longer than even you, but because it's longer, it kind of fits snugly around your shell, and it doesn't touch the floor.
Ooh.
But every step you make, it's not loud, but you can hear a little bit of metal jingling as you step due to the metal rings that are kind of sewn into the cloak.
Count as armor?
It does not count as armor.
But it does give disadvantage on stealth checks.
It might.
I'll be like, thanks. I like it a lot. Honestly, first thing that's ever fit on the back.
We kind of assume we're gonna be in the cold for a while, so.
I'm imagining like Hunchback of Notre Dame, Neo cloak.
Yeah, I like it. I like
I
it.
was thinking. I
Just
don't
like
know
So-
what this cloak
like-
is, but I was thinking Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Like when I
Urag.
cover my shell, I look like a really derpy dragonborn.
You're no stranger to the cold.
Hmm.
And as tough as this weather is, you've been able to stick it out pretty well comparatively. But this cloak it's nice, it's warm, and it's a comfort you've never really known. You like it.
I'm gonna like kind of. Does it have like a pocket?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna put my little amulet to forge. I'm gonna give it a kiss, put it in a pocket,
All
and
right.
then I'll shoot a look to Zormran, and just shoot him like distance high, like distance thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah.
As you guys begin to go, you notice Zormran is actually staying behind.
Oh.
You coming?
I must commune. I will see you all tonight.
Okay. Stay out of trouble.
He kind of, you notice the path he's taking is on his way, like, back to the home. And so you guys make your way. You go through the town and you kind of skirt the edge of town, making your way to this small, humble shop. You can see many plants are kind of planted in the general vicinity of the home, and there's lots of pots kind of lining the window sills. And as you walk in, you see a small kobold with blue skin, blue scales, and he's kind of sitting on the counter.
He's going to immediately demand, "Hey, you! Show me your teeth."
Seen a kobold before?
Buy me a drink first.
Maybe I will. Show me your teeth.
Sorry, I'm not into goblins.
I don't give a shit. Show me your teeth.
Do I need to call the guards?
Why are you being so pushy?
No, hold on.
Fuck is that
I grab
thing?
Pansy and I grab his face and just kind of push him away and just like, will you show me your teeth?
Okay.
Yeah,
He
he's
kind
gonna.
of he smiles wide, like kind of like curled outer lips, like a smirk, but wide toothed. He has fangs, but they're not quite as long as the fangs that you were dealing with.
Good enough.
Well, that was weird.
Thank you.
All
He's
right.
a weird person. We can't help him.
He knows something we don't. That start at that.
And he kind of brings
Touched him. I see.
I'm just gonna ignore that comment. He's going to bring out the list of herbs that he needs.
Yeah, I could supply these things. They're not too hard to come by. I usually go up to the mountain and grab a few every other day. Um, yeah, let me check my inventory real quick. And he jots down a few notes and crosses out a few things in this small book. And he goes into the back, and you hear like vials and jars kind of tumbling over as he looks for things. And he comes out with this like 3 distinct bags of the 3 different ingredients. Um, and he puts one bag in front of you and says, "All right, well, this is hemlock. This is the first ingredient." And then he pulls out another small kind of leaf from the other bag, and this is elf root, the other ingredient. You'll want to be careful not to use too much of this one. If you put too much, it might give you hallucinations. Um, and he hands you the other bag and shows you this kind of thorned green thrush. Um, this is Viridian thrush. It grows at the top of the mountain only in the coldest climate. Um, don't eat this raw ever. I don't know what will happen exactly, but nobody's survived it, so you're definitely going to want to mix it all together.
Um, he, I figure that since you worked this herb shop, you know what I'm making with this. And you
Yep.
showing. Do you know the ratios?
You're probably going to want to put 1 part hemlock, 1 part of the elf root, and 2 parts of the viridian thrush.
And then the ratio to water?
Well, you just want to put enough that it comes out with kind of the consistency of like, um, I guess you could equate it to like the consistency of blood. Y'all look like warriors. I assume that's probably the most direct reference for you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. How
Okay.
much for all of
What?
this?
It'll set you back about 8 silver.
Um, give me 3 gold's worth.
Okay, Mr. Big Shot. He kind of goes back around and he takes the bags he previously put in front of you and comes out with slightly larger bags that seem to be packed full, and he hands them to you. All right, 3 gold's worth. Don't spend it all in one place.
He does provide the gold to him.
It's a nasty bite you got there, kid.
Wouldn't you believe?
By the way, this entire time he's standing on the counter.
He's about my size?
He's about your size, but since he's standing on the counter, he's looking down at you.
I think he's like up to here, right? For me.
For you, he's probably like 2 feet down.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah. I'm just
He's
gonna
gonna
put
go
out my
put it in
hand.
the. He's gonna go take it and put it in the cart so they can do whatever they want in the meantime.
Yeah.
Uzla has, in this time, brought the cart around. And then, what were you saying, Urag?
So, my name is Urag. What's yours?
Well, you can just call me Azure.
Azure, like the color.
Yes, it's the color of my scales, and as such, my mother and father named me Azure.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you have more of that last thing you were talking about, the one that no one survived?
Yes.
Can I get 1 gold worth, please?
May I ask why?
No reason.
She'll be supervised.
Fuck if I care. He kind of goes back and takes a little bit longer than before, but he comes out with some more of it and hands it to you. That's gonna be 1 gold, little miss.
Hey, go.
Thank you kindly.
Can I get 1 gold worth of the one where if you eat too much it causes hallucinations?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Fuck were you two up
Alright.
to?
He hands you the little baggie. Friends, they're in for a wild night, I guess. It's not
Well,
on my head if they overdose.
I would normally ask, but I guess I need to watch out and babysit, so make sure that they don't kill or eat a tree.
It's not gonna be for the team, don't worry.
Kill or eat a tree.
But
As a kill, or eat a tree. It was like,
hemlock or
It's the elf fruit.
elf fruit. Thank you.
Do you have?
Actually, I need to write that down.
I don't know. I'm just along for the ride today. I just wanted to introduce myself. No one really exchanged names, so
What was the flag one? I forgot the name of it.
Cool.
Azure.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Well, if we come back for more supplies, I just feel like it's good to know your business relations.
Are you guys in town long?
I have no idea.
I've never seen your faces around. Where do y'all come from?
The sea, for me, kind of clans of
From
more.
me. The
Wait,
More.
I can see it now. You have a shell, don't you?
I kind of like air the cloak and like flex it out, be like,
You're a turtle.
yeah, that's what they call us.
My great grandfather was a guide for a turtle who was on some kind of quest here.
He leans in, like, I'll get down on his level and like lean in real close and be like, "Ooh, do you remember the turtle's name?"
Give me 1 second. And he goes back into his in his back room, and you can hear shuffling for like 5 minutes before he pulls out this journal, and it's big and it's dusty and it's old, and he slams it on the table, and this cloud of dust just kind of erupts from it, and he opens it, and even more dust poofs out of it. Now, if I remember correctly, it was on this date. Yeah, he my grandfather was a survivalist sort, and he used to take people into the snowy wilds to explore. And he took this specific man, Argok, something like that.
Ardrock.
Yeah, yeah. He took him out to some statue in the middle of the forest. Argrok wanted to see.
You wouldn't happen to know whereabouts?
My father and I weren't as passionate about guiding people, so unfortunately, no, I do not.
Does it say in the Book of Dust?
It's vague. It says it's a statue to the Platinum Dragon, but there haven't been temples to Bahamut constructed in a long time, and none made in the snowy wilds that I know of.
Thanks, Azure. That was a
Hey,
good story.
I can now say that, like my grandfather, I have also guided a turtle.
Yeah, you did. High
He kind
five.
of chuckles and high five. He
Put your
holds
hand
up
up.
his
And I
his
just smacked the
hands.
shit out of his hand.
By the way, you notice he only has 3 fingers and 1 thumb,
Sweet. I'll
and he high
match.
fives you.
High four.
And you guys kind of have all you need from the herbalism shop now. You've gotten a little more information.
I'm gonna go
What would
find
you like
Pansy
to
at the
do now?
cart.
He's gonna wait for everybody, and then he's gonna start heading his way towards the tavern.
Wait, before you go, I'm just gonna like, as we come up, like kind of give you one of these and be like, make sure you introduce yourself next time. You give us a bad image.
Um, he's waiting for you guys so that you can go as a group.
Yeah, when I get to you, I'm just gonna be like, smack you on the back of the head, like don't just barge in and be mean. That's how these fucking humans hate these Dragonborn. If people are mean, people get pissed. Just be nice. Introduce yourself. Say hi. Then you can ask him for to see his teeth.
Right. He's
So
not
is that
taking it.
enough?
He's not taking the comment seriously at all.
I found out where one of my ancestors went because I talked to the guy. I'm just saying, consider just chill.
Mhm.
So if you guys are all ready to go on towards the tavern, you spend a little bit of time kind of making inventory of your cart. Uzla then kind of moseys on behind you guys. And as you guys get close to the tavern, you can hear a kind of commotion in front of it.
Oh no.
You can see hanging from the outside the door of the tavern is this sign with a scaled mug breathing fire. And under it, in this kind of beautiful lettering, it says, "The fire breathing spirits." And go ahead.
Just gonna walk in and try to find the rotund fella.
So as you guys get close and you reach kind of the front, you can make out what this commotion is. There are two, not guards, but they look like probably hired muscle by the tavern itself, ejecting a man from the door. You see this big, heavy set, big bellied dragonborn who looks like, oh no, I clicked the wrong button. He looks like this.
Oh, he looks badass. I like him.
Nice.
You can see him, he's pretty sweaty at the moment, and he's got these two big wooden mugs in his hand that you can see he's actually holding the liquid in the mugs even as he's falling. You almost spilled my drink. What's wrong with you? Takes a sip.
Is he
Takes a
golden?
sip.
In
You're
color?
lucky. I'm so good.
Is he golden in color?
He is golden in color. And he kind of stumbles around in front before he begins to make his way towards the outside of the town.
He's gonna cut him off.
So we're following a drone?
He's kind of wobbly, and it's not hard to cut him off. Are you just cutting him off, or are you having the whole party get in front of him?
I'm just cutting him off.
I'll go with Pansy.
Okay, so the three of you kind of flank him.
Hey, buddy. I heard you were part of the Sun Wardens.
He finishes his first drink and then his second. Who's asking?
We are.
We are?
It's kind of what I asked.
And I'd
Who
be like,
are you?
my name's Urag. Nice to meet you.
You got a big back.
I pull back the cloak. It's my shell.
Never seen a dragonborn with a shell before.
That's because I'm a turtle.
Still wobbling. Well, What can I do for all of you?
We just got some questions.
Do you know a way that I can have an in with the other Sun Wardens?
How did you know I was a Sun Warden?
A little birdie told me.
You can speak to birds?
Yes.
They're always watching.
Fucking knew it.
I heard they're just astral projections made by the government.
He kind of stretches out, and you notice that he was slouching a bit, so he's even taller than he first appeared to be. Takes in a big breath, breathes out. Name's Shion. I am one of the masters of the Temple of the Sun. What do you want with the Sun Wardens?
We're learning to see, or we're trying to see if we can hone our Kriya.
Oh, you want to learn? That's the first time anybody's wanted to learn anything.
We were told that if we walk amongst these lands, we should get a grasp of how Kriya works and be able to use it efficiently.
Can you use Kriya at all?
No idea.
I'm not exactly sure. I tried.
Oh, well, um, you got any booze?
Tons.
I hand him some of my mead.
He takes it pretty quickly, and he drinks some. Yeah, okay. Well, let me take you guys to the Temple of the Sun.
Yeah, just based on that, I'm gonna ask him, do you know any monks on the path of
Path of what?
the drunken master?
He kind of dusts himself off and falls back. I am a master of the drunk. He kind of rolls over. He hasn't gotten up yet, but he's still talking like, follow me to the temple. I'll introduce you all to my master.
I'll grab him and kind of like lift him up to his feet.
You pick him up, and he's kind of befuddled that you even had the strength to do that for a moment, and then he just starts walking.
I mean, Dura is really excited now. Just not even just Kriya, drunken masters.
So we're just gonna follow him, I guess, to the Temple of the Sun.
So he explains to you first and foremost that the only people allowed to see the temple are people who wish to learn. Uzula decides to stay behind. You're not sure why, Pansy. Usually she'd jump at the chance of something like this, but for some reason she seems to be a little more reserved today.
He's gonna take her with him, regardless. And not exactly forcing her, but she's going, but he's going to insist on her at least watching.
Okay. Sure. She's just quiet, and there's a strange contemplation in her face as she guides the cart alongside you guys. He kind of looks all of you over, and immediately Dura, he understands as he's kind of coming to, really. You're a monk too.
I am. Or I'm training to be.
What temple do you belong to?
Oh, never really belonged to temple. I was taught by a single master in the town I lived in, Adam Reeve.
Wait, I don't think I know who that is. He kind of looks sloshed at the moment. Takes
Wait.
another swig of the mead.
Wait. I don't think I know who that is.
Interesting. Why do you want to be a drunken master?
Oh, not exactly the best way of putting this, but I've been interested in how alcohol works for a long time. May have gone a step too early, but after that, I mean, I just kind of wanted to learn. But then I learned you could drink and fight.
Hmm.
Oh man, that was all kinds of interesting. Not only
Yeah,
do I
I don't
want to
remember
learn,
much of the fighting, but it can be pretty exhilarating. He hiccups. As you guys get a little closer to this so-called temple, he asks that you all be extremely respectful. People have been ejected from the temple for less than just a rude comment. Suddenly looks very serious. It's kind of a change from his normal, or at least what you assume is his normal composure from how the little time you've had to observe him. Well, that's it over there. But again, don't fuck up. And he takes you guys the rest of the path. And temple is a strong word for what this is. You come to a series of small, recently built by the looks of it, huts. Several individuals with shaved heads and this kind of obviously cold weather clothing, but it looks like monks' gi. Um, and you guys come to this large circle in the ground that is marked with these tablets that go around the outer edge of this circle. At the far end of this encampment, you could almost call it, you see a older gentleman, human, in fact, who has this kind of pulled back gray hair, and it's pulled back into this small ponytail. He wears these long, flowing blue clothes, and in his lap he has this thin, long blade that's sheathed in this very black sheath. The air is tense as people are kind of watching you guys watch through, being led by Shion. Master, I found. I don't remember their names, but I found them. They want to learn. I think the small one wants to learn Kriya. I actually think I might take this one under my wing. He's pointing to Dura.
I got a big grin on my face. I'm trying to keep it calm.
The Grand Master of this small sect of monks stands up. You can see the sword that was in his lap is held at his side by this thin red rope. He breathes deeply. Who are you that would ask for guidance?
I am the apprentice of Ori the Blind Swordsman.
You see a inquisitive look kind of cross the Grand Master's face for a moment before returning to that stoic glare. Your name?
Pansy.
You hold much anger, Pansy.
That I've been
He,
told.
he looks to you, Urag. What is your name?
My name's Urag.
He looks to Evangeline.
Evangeline.
And then he looks to Dura. You have appeared to have been inducted into monkhood already.
I have.
Why has your teacher left your side?
It was more like I had to leave his side. We were called as initiates in our clan and couldn't reject the call. To make him proud. So, in truth, I more so left him than he left me. And he's not at my side, for there's a fight going on that he and Ori were fighting. But with Ori gone, I fear what may happen with him. I'm gonna learn to become better so that I can go back and help him.
Well, Dura, I will allow Master Shion to train you. Pansy, you will return when the moon is highest in the sky. My most excellent student, Amane, she will train you.
Fair.
My name is Hai Shou. I am the last living member of the Grand Masters of the Sun. We were trained by Ori as well.
Holy
I
shit,
am
or I was old.
most likely the only student he has left aside from you.
Then we are one of the same.
Somehow I do not believe that is true. You are... There is a strength inside of you. Ori imparted much. Amane will teach you the rest. He bows, and then he returns to his seat and returns to his meditation.
I'm gonna bow as well. And just thank him again.
Pansy's gonna bow back. Just keeping respectful.
Sorry. Shion kind of points at all of you and then points out of here as he begins to guide you to what they use as their training grounds. You spend it's a short trek through the woods, but you reach this sort of alcove of a cleared space with a similar circle as what is in the center of their encampment. Shion enters the circle, and he beckons you, Dura, to follow.
Oh.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna
Okay.
walk to where he's beckoning me to.
And so how much do you know already?
Oh, I mostly know how to punch when I'm not drunk. And when I do drink, I can't hold myself as well. So honestly, as a drunken master, I know nothing. I just know how to fight.
So what you're saying is you know how to fight. But when you're drunk, you lose your edge. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have an idea. He tosses the kind of water skin of mead back to you. Let's get drunk. I think that's always the best plan.
It's a weird phrase to hear, but she knows where it's coming from. So she's gonna chug it.
You can feel some of your more quick reflexes begin to fade as the warm, pleasant feeling of inebriation sets in. As the world around you kind of spins, you watch as Shion just goes in. He comes at you with an open palm, kind of like a sumo wrestler would. And for the briefest of moments, something clicks in you. Maybe it's just the area you're in or the fact you're learning from someone known as a master, but you want to impress. You want to be strong enough. And you managed to dodge his first strike. What would you like to do?
After dodging his strike, so does his hand because he launched his palm at me? Does it go to my left or right?
It's currently next to your left. He's actually just holding the position, kind of swaying in the air.
You try to grab his right palm.
You try to
Knock
grab
it
him.
up and away. Not grab him. I'm trying to knock his arm up. The one that tried to attack me. I'm trying to knock it up and away.
Okay.
And
just
then
go ahead and make an. Oh, go ahead.
Way, palm away. But then next I'd wanna. What leg? Bring my left leg around and
Okay.
go for his side.
Okay. So first, go ahead and just make a dexterity check for me to see if you can knock his arm away, and then make the attack roll for his side. That definitely works. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Unarmed strike, right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you watch as you knock his arm away, and you go into his side, and you get a really clean hit. But as he falls away and lands in the snow, the impact didn't feel as if it connected. But you know you hit him. He, now on the ground, you can see him kind of hiccup for a moment before suddenly hopping to his feet. He goes in to sweep your legs. You jump up right at the perfect time to not get knocked over. But almost immediately as you jump up and his leg sweeps down, his palm goes straight for your chest and he hits you right in the stomach with his open palm. You're going to take 6 damage. But he's not done. He goes in for one more strike, trying to hit you with his palm, and then his other hand reaches up, trying to grab you by the hair. But you manage to kind of swing your head and take the force of the impact to increase your momentum out of the range of it. In a split second, as all of this happens, right when he's done, he kind of twists as if his back is hurt, and he falls back into the snow about 5 feet away from you. Go ahead. He is down, so melee attacks have advantage.
Okay, I am more than shocked. I'm going to, because so he's laying on the ground. I'm not just gonna run up to him. He's gonna try to sweep me. I'm gonna assume. So I'm actually gonna try to do like a front flip and bring my heel down on him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check first for me then. Go ahead and roll the attack. So as you try to do this front flip heel maneuver, your hand slips in the snow as you're at the arc of this flip, and you lose your footing and you fall, but you fall into him. And as you kind of land on him, immediately, like, he just grabs, he doesn't grab you, but he pushes you up, and you kind of go up into the air a little bit from the strength of the push. But you land on your feet easy enough, and as you land, you notice he's already back on his feet, kind of swaying from side to side. And he hiccups and says, I think you're thinking too much. Just enjoy the feeling of the world as it spins around you. Don't focus too much on what your opponent's doing. React more to what they're going to do. He kind of hiccups a few times again before pulling out another water skin of some alcohol and taking like 3 big gulps and putting it back at his side. He's now a little even wobblier now.
I have much left in my water skin of meat, especially since I handed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drink what little is left and empty it.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution check.
All right.
Your stomach growls a bit as the day, it's early in the day still, and you've had a meal, but the meal didn't really, it filled you up, but it was mostly bread, and it kind of soaks the alcohol, and you get that uncomfortable feeling you get when you drink too much. And as you're kind of not feeling too good, he goes in. And you watch as he hits you a total of 7 times in the blink of an eye. One of his palms hits you in the shoulder, knocking you back a little bit as he sweeps you, causing you to fall back. But he catches one of your arms, pulls you in so he can make another strike. You guys who are watching this are just watching Dura get annihilated at the moment. As you lay there kind of bruised and bleeding on the ground, you feel a water skin land on your chest. It looks like we have quite a bit of work to do.
Pansy's actually folded his arms at this point and is actually smiling just a tad. Just a tad.
You guys, Dura and Shion spend the better part of a day training. Dura, you level up to level 3.
Pansy's probably gonna wait till evening-ish, and then because he's told to wait till.
Is Cody still here? I never got a reply to the leveling.
The microphone's a little far back, so sometimes it doesn't catch what I'm saying. I was saying, heck yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure Cody didn't glitch out. Go ahead, Pansy.
Pansy's gonna go do something else. For in the meantime, he's probably gonna just leave the temple. And he's gonna try to go find leads for vampires.
Okay.
Until it becomes evening.
Is anybody going with Pansy?
Wait, where are you going again? Sorry.
He's gonna go find leads for vampires.
I'm gonna. If you tell us that, I will be like, okay, well, I'll make
Well,
sure I'll watch your neck.
well, he didn't really tell anyone that. He
Okay.
just kind of like walked off.
Pansy, where the fuck are you going?
Well, I'm trying to find out whoever. Well, actually, I found one of the things that did this. There's two more. Gotta go find them, kill them.
Down. I'll just get up, walk with you. Tell me along the way.
And he tells you the whole bit.
I'll be like, okay, I'll watch your neck. And now that line makes sense.
Go ahead, Pansy. Since Urag is with you and you guys are doing this together, go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Yeah, you do.
The first one was really bad. The second one was a nat 20.
Oh, you got a nat 20.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're about to
the
find
first
some
one was the
vampires.
first one was a 7. So
So,
That's great.
what is it in total? The nat 20.
21.
21. So, you guys spend some time, and you have a lot of it, since Pansy, your only engagement today is at midnight. You will be meeting with someone who will be teaching you. And you spend the better part of 3 hours, the both of you kind of going up to people and trying to ask questions. And Pansy, you surprisingly show this kind of caring side of yourself when it comes to this that Urag hasn't seen before. Caring might not be the right word for it, but just a much more empathetic kind of voice comes out of you. It's almost as if you're channeling some sort of professional negotiator in these situations. You talk to an older woman who kind of explains, like, she was the one who found the corpse that was drained of blood that was next to the inn. You find a younger soldier who tells you the terrifying fact that the body was completely drained of blood, and had actually more than one bite wound on it. Then you begin to hear just what could be hearsay or gossip about, like, screams and people being mugged in the alleys next to the tavern. Um, but overall, everything that you're told leads you back to the same place, and that is the flaming spirits. Every attack, every even whisper of someone being mugged seems to come from at least the vicinity of the Flaming Spirits Tavern.
Is there any other correlation? Like, were they drunk, or was he able to obtain any of that information?
So, people don't know if the victim was drunk or not. It can be assumed he was possibly a patron taking a piss outside, or your mind kind of goes in different places, and as you kind of piece these things together, could have very well been drunk. And the people who have been mugged, they were all patrons who were leaving for the night, so they weren't sober, that's for sure.
And Pansy was detected also during the daytime, technically speaking, or he was at least he was being
Watched.
watched. So what he's going to do is he's going to pretend to be drunk, wandering around outside of the tavern.
So at this point, it's 5 or 6 in the afternoon. The sun is just about to set, and how are you? What exactly do you mean by acting drunk in front of the tavern?
He's gonna imitate what he's seen multiple times when he used to hang out at his tavern, when people got way too fucking smashed from their alcohol, just doing the things that they did.
Make a performance check for me. And Urag, what are you doing right now?
I'm drinking actual alcohol to be drunk.
So are you in the tavern while he's doing this?
Yeah, you know, is there a window where I could keep an eye on him from inside the tavern? I kind of just want to
So
have a
you
mug.
managed to kind of get a table that's near one of the windows,
I just
and
want you to
you're
see this.
drinking.
It's another natural.
I can't
20.
tell what it is from the
It's a
camera
it's a
quality.
it's a
Oh,
it's
isn't that 20?
it's another natural 20.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
It's another natural 20. Oh my god. It's a
All
nat
right.
20. It's a nat
Leo?
20 plus
Was it a nat 20, Leo?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For
It
some
was-
reason, I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, sorry. It was a nat 20. It was a nat 20. And
Okay.
it's plus 3, so
Okay.
23.
23. So Urag,
Mm-hmm.
like as you're drinking and you're feeling a little tipsy, having as
I
many
was
drinks
gonna
as you've had.
sip it for like the first time in my life.
Oh. Okay.
Being part of the group, but just sort of more keeping an eye on Pansy.
So you watch through the window. Pansy seems drunk enough. Like he looks like he's drunk. He talks like he's drunk. He's, for all intents and purposes, to anyone looking on, drunk. And you're just, are you wandering in front? Are you going into the alleyways?
He's going to just do what he would see other drunk people do, which means that he'd pretend to like take a piss.
Okay.
Go
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. Uh, 15.
15. So you spend a bit of time kind of acting through this drunk, and you spend an hour. Another 30 minutes go by, and you don't see anyone. You don't sense anything. It seems like if something was watching you, it seems to be much more wary than of anybody else.
Noted. At the point where he feels like deception is not working, and at the point where it feels like it's late enough to go back to the Sun Temple, he's gonna just go do that, and he's gonna let Urag know so he's not a dick before he heads off, and then he'll tell him to keep an eye out and relaying the information that he obtained from the other people.
Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. Right. So do Urag, are you going back with Pansy?
Yeah, but I'm trying to make it seem like I'm not hanging around him, you know.
I'm also gonna continue to act drunk all the way to the Sun Temple.
Okay. Slowly creating the rumor that all of the people who work at the Sun Temple are drunks. So you guys travel for a little bit, and Urag, go ahead and make me a perception check.
All
Since
right.
you're not exactly staying the same path as him, you're kind of trying to keep hidden a bit. You don't notice anything following him. So at a certain point when you guys are close enough, you join back with him, and you guys didn't find anything, but at the very least, through your investigation, you found somewhere to start.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming all of you, Dura, once Shion's done training you for the night, it's still a little early.
Butt.
What?
I said training. He kicked my butt.
So you guys did some more training after that, but just like sparring practice while drunk, trying to get comfortable with the feeling, and the swerve, as he calls it. But it's like 9 or so, and you guys are at the training space, kind of eating dinner, basically.
This is Shion and I, right?
This is Shion, you, and everyone. Pansy, Evangeline, and Urag are also there. Uzula is in the cart, eating with, like, feeding the lizards and all that.
I'm feeding waffles.
I lean towards Dura and just be like, I still don't know how I feel about this goat. If it tries to eat my eggs, I'll kill it.
At least be a little mindful of poor Eva.
I mean, I don't want to take it. I don't want it to just keep it away from my eggs. But anyway, I'm with you. That thing is weird. Okay.
Nonetheless, we'll be nice to it
I didn't kill it yet.
for
Like,
the sake of. No, but just
Urag, roll perception for me.
oh no. Oh no. This is 19.
You look over and you notice the goat staring at you. Like your eyes and its eyes meet. And it doesn't blink. It just stares.
I don't blink either. Can I turn this stare into an intimidate roll?
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Sweet. Oh wait. Do we want to say that was okay, that critted? Because I was gonna ask for the strength bonus instead of the charisma bonus, but it was a nat 20, so thank you. Take that, goat.
Poor goat.
So
Him.
there's this kind of feral fierceness in your eyes, and the goat it seems like it's probably intimidated. You can't really tell because it's a goat,
Yeah.
but it's not looking at you anymore.
Did it? It's good. Did it shit its fucking pants?
No.
Oh, kind of
No,
hoping it.
actually, you guys haven't seen it poop or anything yet. So
No bodily functions.
Are you okay? He needs my only pet. You guys have your pet.
Hey, you might not even notice this. I just caught him staring at me and stared down and won.
all right. So if there's anything else you guys would like to talk with the party about, or talk with any other individual in the party about, this is the time to do it. Otherwise, we're going to move on to Pansy's training.
Dura would be really quiet because she got. I mean, she feels proud that she's trained, but at the same time, she doesn't want to say anything to Pansy or in front of Pansy. Just
He's not gonna be a dick anymore. So he's gonna relay the information about the vampire, quote unquote, to the rest of the party, so that I don't have to reiterate myself like a gazillion times.
Okay.
This is just over like dinner.
There are beings draining people of blood.
Not only that, killing people.
Sounds like my kind of people.
And they're hanging out around the tavern.
Yeah, we didn't see anyone. But you said it turned to ash in the sun, right?
Yep.
Should probably only go at night.
If we want to catch him, that's probably best bet.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe right before dawn.
Like, if I was the thing that got killed by the sun, I wouldn't be trying to be out in the sun. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. If we try to catch it before dawn, we can maybe wait it out till the sun comes out.
Yeah, put it in a cage.
So, you guys further discuss the things you've heard, the things you've done today. Some of you feel much more like you've accomplished much more today than you've accomplished in a while. Uh, this rest and this chance to focus on yourselves has been much needed. Pansy, as the time to meet this so-called master, um, it's maybe not nervousness, but this strange kind of anxiety overtakes you. Maybe it's the fact that Ori was taken from you uh, when you needed him most. Or maybe it's a strange feeling of not knowing if you should take another master or if that's even appropriate. But as the moon reaches its pinnacle in the sky, an individual appears from the forest's edge. A younger woman than Shion, but similar in appearance. Except this dragonborn is strange. They have hooved feet, and instead of scales, they have fur of a bright gold. And their horns, they have 3, and they look more appropriate on a stag than a dragon. But this is what she looks like.
Oh, cool. It's like a Kirin.
Yeah.
I am Amane. Who is it I am supposed to teach?
Pansy, of the clans of Moor.
She kind of gestures her hand to the freshly beaten dirt of the small ring around, and she enters it herself. Do you enter the ring?
Oh yeah.
You are Pansy.
Yes.
You were taught by Ori.
Yes.
That is quite an honor. But from this point on, empty your cup so it may be refilled.
What does that even mean?
Clear your mind of what Ori has taught you. I imagine what I teach you will be different.
That won't be so easy, and it's already been hard enough trying to absorb his teachings as I
Silence.
have.
Breathe, Pansy. You watch her take several deep breaths.
He kind of rolls his eyes, but then he takes deep breaths.
Now come. She takes a fighting posture with her quarterstaff behind her back, one arm extended, and she kind of gestures for you to attack.
He pulls out his maul, since she is also using a weapon.
So you take out your once kind of crude obsidian maul that has now become this strange dwarven artifact, and you wield it in your hands. How are you going to attack?
To be honest, he's gonna wait for a moment to see if she makes the first move.
She stands so completely still that for a brief moment, you actually forget that she's alive.
He's waiting because I would assume that this is how he kind of trained with Ori before, and so
Somewhat.
he's kind of waiting to anticipate the next move that she would make. And so she's as a holded action. If she approaches, he's gonna make a swing.
The rest of you watch as, for a few minutes, they both stand in complete stillness and silence. And then the silence breaks as Amane says, "Are you afraid?"
No, just wary.
I suppose Ori's tutelage was wasted on you then, if you cannot even make the first strike.
He